Oh, okay. Hello, world. So we haven't talked about this at all, but I would love to do monthly lives with Wynton. He does not know this yet. We haven't talked about this. So,
Appreciate it.
so first of all, what is your name?
My
Because
real,
you're
uh,
because on Facebook you're Wintonio.
yeah.
That's your name in real life?
No,
Okay.
no. So my real name's Wynton. That's why I have my name as real name Wynton. I go by Wintonio Hayes because only people that really know me would know me by that because that was my name in high school. I don't know why. I don't have a clue of anything else. It's just one of those things where, um, you know, it's one of those things where it kind of followed me, and that's what they called me. And then the bishop came from when I was in jail. That's what they called me because my dad's a preacher. So they called me bishop. So I kind of just so if anybody wanted to look me up and they really knew me, they would know me by that. Um, I don't keep my real name on Facebook due to work purposes. I work a corporate job, and I have to maintain face. So I changed my name so they wouldn't find out who I am or where I'm at or anything like that. But I still keep my social media.
Okay.
Yeah,
Word. So, I want to get started with the Portland protests.
yeah.
So, I've been very confused about them because I feel like it's very random. The city of Portland seems very random. The fact that these protests are so strong. Why do you think that it's starting there specifically?
Um, you know, I don't think it's starting there, but that one's getting a lot of publicity. I know in Richmond a few weeks before that, Richmond, Virginia, there was riots going on there too. But those riots were a little different. They were actually started by white supremacists disguised as policemen. So that was going on before the actual riots in Portland were going on as well. But I'm not sure. I know Portland, I don't know how to put this right now because we're talking on the fly about it, but they're a little, they're a little white over there, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just Portland, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna find black folks over there like that, and nor will you find black folks over in Minnesota like that. That's just what it is. The population there, the population everywhere between black and whites is totally different, but in those specific cities or states or whatnot, it's they're more prominent. It really outnumbers minorities there. So, mhm.
But this is why I'm confused. Like, why there? Like, why is it
Mm.
so prominent there?
They could, maybe it's because, and I'm just throwing this out there. Maybe it's because it happens to black people so often there because they're outnumbered, and they're probably just fed up about what's going on. That's what it could be. From what I noticed, places that have a lot of minorities and stuff like that, you don't really see the riots. I mean, you look at places like Miami and some of these other places. I mean, they have a lot of minorities there. You don't see riots like there. You see protests, but there's a lot of Hispanic police officers, black police officers in those areas, so they kind of know how it is and they know how it feels. But Minnesota and places like I know we're talking about Portland in specific. Their police force is probably 95% white people. You know, and they probably are tired of getting fucked with over there. You know. So that's just my guess off the top of my head on that.
One thought that I had was the fact that they're limiting, and also the fact that a lot of people didn't get their unemployment checks slash stimuluses,
Mhm.
so they're fed up and frustrated, and so it's kind of like backing off of
Mhm.
I'm frustrated with everything. We're gonna toss Black Lives Matter on top of this as well,
Okay.
because like now I know what it feels like to be oppressed.
Facts. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not crazy for thinking that.
Nah, nah, you're not crazy for thinking that at all. The reality is, There's a lot going on out here in terms of this Black Lives Matter and these protests and things like that. When Trump got out there and spoke about these protests and everything, and he said these are clean and professional aggregators. Um, he's partially right about that because some of these riots and things that go on are not done by black people, man. They're actually done by white people slash white supremacists. I'm not going to call some of these white people that's doing it white supremacists, but some of them are. And some of these white supremacists disguise themselves as police officers.
Yeah.
If you've heard about the lynchings and stuff like that that's happening, same thing. These white, what's happening is what they found out. I'm not sure if you've been following it, but what they found out is that there's these white supremacists disguised as police officers once again that will pull a black man over, and obviously at that point you're trapped, and they go and lynch that person. So that's what's happening out here. So Trump when he said that, he wasn't speaking too far from the truth. I mean, it is true these people are professional aggregators, but some of these people really aren't. Some of these people really just want change.
But what's the purpose of that though?
Of 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 of, of aggregating the whole situation.
Yeah.
To push a civil war, to push an agenda. That agenda, there's a lot of conspiracies about that I don't really get into, but there's people talking about like, hey, Trump's trying to, Trump or whatever, they're trying to, start a civil war. I hear about, trying to, segregate people again. I hear things about trying to get people to, to be scared to go outside and vote. You know what I'm saying? So I've heard all these kind of things, and at the end of the day, I'm not sure of what's going on, and what the purpose of it is. I'm just as lost as you, but if I'll just say this: I've heard about COVID-19 from the same people that told me that they're trying to push a race war. I've heard about COVID-19 before it was COVID-19, before people knew
Yeah.
about it, and I was
Yeah.
warned about this virus 3 years ago. I even
Oh.
spoke about it. My girl will tell you this and everything. I've spoke about this kind of stuff. Like there's something that's going to go on that's going to cause like a pandemic or something like that. I've been speaking about this stuff with people for a long time, and the way I speak about it is that hey, it's just a rumor from what I heard. And those same people that told me, hey, they're trying to start a race war, they're the one that told me about there possibly being a pandemic and everything like that. So um, even Obama mentions it in one of his speeches back in like 2000. I think the last year he was president or something like that. So yeah, something's going on with the higher ups that we don't know about, but at the end of the day, all we can do is just try to be safe. We're just civilians at the end of the day compared to them, so all we can do is just try to be safe and just try to understand and try to be there for each other, as people.
Wow, that's so frustrating though.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very frustrating because you don't really have, there's no real answer to it. There's no real answer to why they would want to push an agenda like this. But um, I don't know much about Hitler or anything, but from what I heard, the same way Hitler controlled his people is kind of the same way they're doing it now. Getting people to believe in something that may not be real, may not be as serious as what they think it is. You know,
Which I think that like that word Hitler is such an ugly word. So
yeah.
I feel like when people hear that letter, the H word,
Mhm.
they tend to ignore it. They're like, "Oh,
Mhm.
you don't say that word out loud.
Right.
I'm gonna tune that out." But it's like, no, like, but there's knowledge in this.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to someone earlier today, and I was like, "What are okay? So what are your thoughts on them taking down the statues and monuments on like these historical figures?"
I honestly think it's a good thing, and I really feel like, I've been places. I'm not sure if you've been places where, you would know, where you would see a statue of slave owners and things like that, but I have, you know, I've seen this kind of stuff happen. And I've walked around places and seen statues of people that I'm like, man, this guy was a slave owner. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy was like whipping people, whipping black people and everything, and I felt a little out of place at times. So yeah, I feel like it's a good thing. I'm not saying go replace those statues with a bunch of black people or anything like that either. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some great, black people and things like that that maybe started things like Harriet Tubman and stuff like that. But, you know, um, it's about time for us to really start knowing what America really is.
So,
Because
sorry, we have a question. What is your take on Sing Inside and the masks?
all right. All right, so I want to ask you that question as well. But I'll answer this.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we have to do what we have to do to stay safe. Back in 1990 or 1920 or something like that, there was the Spanish flu or whatnot that was going around, and people were, if you look up the pictures, people were wearing masks and staying 6 feet apart and whatnot back then, and watching sports and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. It's just that now it's a million times worse because one, we have social media, which and we have a lot of people out there that don't really want to follow rules compared to back then. People actually followed rules. And that's just what it is. If we could really just be able to follow rules, wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart, and be disciplined, I think we'll be all right. But unfortunately, people aren't doing that. And, two things I hear about the mask is that I gotta breathe and everything like that. Look, I have a family member that has asthma. He has a special mask that he bought that was like 60 or 70 bucks that helps him breathe pretty well through that mask. It has like breathing holes or something like that, or breathing filter tubes or something like that. It was like 60 or 70 bucks. So there's ways around that, if you have asthma, if you have breathing problems. So, I'm not saying don't, I'm not saying, there's no excuse, but there's ways we can work around this and we can pull through this together. Other than that, just spend the extra $10 on Postmates. Spend the extra $10 on groceries and stuff like that, and just try to refrain from going out so much. And that's really what it's about. So that's all I have to say in regards to that. I feel like you should, it should be mandatory. And that's just that. If you can't wear a mask, and just order things off Postmates or whatever, Uber Eats or Instacart, and do what you got to do to survive. There's just ways to work around all this. So that's just what I have to say in regards to that. What are your thoughts?
I'm scared.
Nothing to be scared
so,
about.
so my thoughts are slash is words. Um,
New World Order. Do you believe? Do you
there's
believe that? Uh huh. Hmm.
there's it's I believe in germs and I believe in the immune system. I
Okay.
believe that we need to expose ourselves to germs to like, strengthen our immune system. I believe that this is something that's not new, like you said, and there is a way to beat it, but quarantining ourselves and then going on to sites when they deem it necessary is not going to make it better because
Hmm.
what are they going to do is like spray the atmosphere with this vaccine, like that makes no sense. Like I believe this virus is real. I do believe it
Yeah.
is man-made,
I.
obviously,
Yeah. Yeah.
but like assuming that we're not going to get it at some point is foolish.
Yeah.
It's silly. So,
Yeah.
like, what are we gonna do? Stay inside our house all day? We'll be like Bubble Boy, whatever that movie was with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. So, like, at some point, we're going to get it. Everyone, just like the flu. Everyone gets the flu at least once every 5 years,
Correct.
and we always seem to beat it as long as we take care of our bodies, which
Correct.
makes it sound super ignorant, but it's true. You just make sure you take care of your body and like it's sad for sure. I do know some people who are present tense affected by it for sure, but I do know one person present tense who has beat it without any of
Hmm.
that hydro, whatever the thing is that they're promoting. They literally just stayed in bed, took Tylenol, and they're fine. They tested negative.
Yeah.
So just make sure you're taking care of your body. Make sure that like it's. So yeah, that's my thought
Um,
on it.
some people have underlying issues and things like
Exactly.
that.
That we're not aware of. Exactly.
Exactly. And unfortunately, I've had people I've known that survived it, and I've had a couple friends that passed away from it.
Oh wow.
Um, what's up, Soup man? How you doing? Uh,
Is it
Eat right and drink water.
DJ Suitman?
Yeah, DJ Soup man and NWO. Clark's Mission. Yeah, New World Order is definitely here.
Nikki's
Um,
been fantastic. Shout out to Clark's Mission. Follow her. Follow her. Clark's Mission. Follow her.
yes, I will follow her as well. DJ Soup man, what I'm saying? Salute to you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Hope all is well. We're just over here doing a live show. So if you got any comments or anything about the riots or about anything going on, what I'm saying? We good to go, man. Word. All right. So back to what we're talking about. Soon there'll be a vaccine. I don't think the vaccine should be mandatory. However, I'll just say this. I don't feel right about them testing the vaccines out on Africans over there in Africa.
So
You
rude.
know,
So
it
rude.
it's very inhumane, and like I said, that's the way they treat us.
Exactly.
And I always say that's the way they treat us, down to the way we look. You know,
Hmm.
our hair, looks curly and whatnot, and I could probably Google right now what's appropriate for work hairstyles, and it'll be majority white hairstyles. You know what I'm saying? So they really try to, treat us inhumanely, and I don't like that little aspect there. But Yeah, in regards to going back to the protest, it's unfortunate. I don't like protests. I don't like the fact that it has to come down to this. But if this is what it has to come down to, I can't tell another man or another race one's enough. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? If you've been going through this, your ancestors been going through this for over 400 years, you get tired of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, something's got to give. You know, uh,
So I was talking to someone earlier today,
yeah,
and they were saying how pain slash savagery is in your bloodline. So
salvage.
you so do you feel as if when you see these protests, when you see these killings,
Hmm.
other than your personal history, ignore that.
Correct.
Ignore what you've been through. Do
Hmm.
you feel as if you are absorbing something that your ancestors have been through?
Yeah, when I look back and my grandfather and stuff like that, and I look back and I think about the conversations and stuff that we've had, and he's talked about how he's seen his parents whipped and things like that, and how he had to run away from a plantation there. I mean, this is all real things. My dad, was born in 1960 and 1955, which means he lived through the segregation era. Where he wasn't allowed to be to go through a restaurant in through the front door where he's been spit on and things like that. Things like that has really happened to him where, he goes to work and the boss doesn't want to give him a raise or the boss doesn't want to give him anything. And it still happens today. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Those kind of things in the workplace. So, you know, when you hear those things, things aren't the same. Now what they do with black folks is that they technically lynch us. Um,
Oh
so they
wow.
lynch us technically. You know what I'm saying? They lynch us by the fact of, okay, well, yeah, you're free. You can do whatever you want, but guess what we gonna do? You ever heard of crabs in a bucket? You know what I'm saying? Where, a whole bunch of crabs in the bucket. Well, the crabs gonna just kill each other just to get out that bucket. So they do that by keeping us in poverty, by kicking us out of neighborhoods and raising the prices on taxes, to changing our identities of how we want to look. Because as black people, we have natural hair that grows into dreadlocks or that grows into locks, which they can't do. They strip that away from us. So those are the kind of things they do to us just to degrade us as human beings. We're not free to really be ourselves. We're not free to kind of, I've had employers, I used to be a manager at a place. and we'll get into this later on about the workplace and about scammers and stuff like that. But I used to work at a place where I would hire, I would say, dang, this black person has all the credentials, and they say, you know what, nah, I don't want him. But then they choose another white person that's clearly unqualified. You know, I've had my resume thrown away before. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? I've had white managers tell me that they wanted me to work there and not get educated. You know, so when I hear these things from my grandfather and I hear these things from my dad, and then I grow up and I have these things happen to me, they don't. Yeah, they still kill us and everything, but it's not as often. What they do is they technically lynch us. And let's just say, says that's ridiculous. 450 years of pain. All right, I'm reading through the comments on IG right now.
Yeah, sorry. We see your comments. Please keep commenting. Sorry, I'm trying to get better at like not interrupting people. So so yeah, Clark Smithson said that it's a lot of belittling. DJ said that they can take our melanin, but they imitate us.
Yes, of course, and it is belittling us.
I had to
And
we
I
have
have
to
to agree with
focus on
that.
creating change. We have to focus on creating change and impact and working together.
Correct,
Exactly. I had a
correct. And
I had a friend message me the other night, and they were
mhm,
saying that America hates black people, and I was like, no, no, no,
yeah,
no, they don't.
mhm,
America thrives off of
right,
black culture. They
mhm,
do. You know,
mhm,
with the music,
yep,
trends, clothes. Without black people, like America would be so boring. America
yeah,
loves black people, but
mhm,
they're profiting off of the fact that the oppression of black people is also trendy.
yeah,
And
yeah,
he was like, I don't get it, but I'm like, you'll get it if you just stop and just listen and just
mhm,
watch,
mhm.
you know?
It's true. It's very true. And
Yeah.
the oppression of black people is very real in America,
And
and
and and and
mhm.
it's sorry, I hate to cut you off. I
Go
hate
ahead,
to
go
cut you
ahead.
off. But it's less of shackles and being thrown in jail, but it's
Mhm,
also of like I'm gonna take your culture, I'm gonna take what's trendy for you,
mm,
and I'm going to adopt it for me.
yeah,
That
yeah.
that counts as oppression as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, right? You know what I'm saying? Black women back in the day, what I'm saying, were used in museums, you know what I'm saying, back in the day
Oh,
because of how we, because of how they look. They're curvy, you know what I'm saying? They have full bodies, cheekbones, breasts, ass, all that stuff, hips, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They
yeah.
have very fruitful features. That's a black woman, right? They're very fruitful beings, and unfortunately, what I'm saying, I don't want anybody in here to take offense to this, but um, uh, you know, that's what they see, and they say, well, let's go ahead and get some injections. Let's go ahead and inject our lips. You know what I'm saying? Because most white women don't have big lips or anything like that. So let's inject our lips. Let's go ahead and make our bodies look like them. But I heard a song by JID called Division, and everybody wants to be a nigga till it's really time to be a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They want to act like us, they want to be like us, but when it's time to be us, they switch us. They switch up,
We have
and
a
that's
couple
exactly what they.
we have a couple of questions.
Mhm.
Did you hear about this ending March 2025? One more time. Did you hear about this ending March 2025?
No, I don't. I haven't heard about it. If she could elaborate on that, on this ending of March 2025 at the end of the world or something like that, or
The
what?
end the end of the pandemic ending in 5 year. For if you're watching this in the future, I hope you are. How cool is this? If this is August 2020, I guess the beginning of the pandemic.
Mhm.
It might end March 2025. And then what can we do to work together in your opinion? Fantastic question. Thank you for that. Fantastic question. What can we do to work together?
To get through this pandemic, or to.
I think her question specifically, forgive me for speaking for you, Clark's mission, but to work together for the racial confusion?
Okay, racial confusion.
Because I think there's a lot of unnecessary white guilt from people
Mhm.
who mean well, as opposed to
Mhm.
people who don't mean well, have no empathy.
Mhm.
So, what do you think we can do to work together?
Well, the people that don't mean well, they just don't know. And you know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
just don't know, they just don't understand, you know? I've had these kind of conversations with white people, white friends that say they're not racist, but yet the comments and things that they make, you know what I'm saying? I have to let them know like these things aren't okay. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, so at the end of the day, it's all about education at the end of the day and with them. And, the more we help them get educated, the better off it's going to be. Because, when I'll just give you an example of a friend of mine's, right? So I have a friend of mine's. We're really cool people. We're roommates, right? And basically, long story short, we've always had these conversations about race and everything. He's a white guy, and he sees the posts and stuff I make about Black Lives Matter. And he's not a Facebook kind of guy. He's on there, but he doesn't really comment or anything. So I met up with him the other week, and he was like, "Man, I I couldn't wait to talk to you." And I was like, "Why? What's up?" He said, "I see your post. You're posting. You're posting Black Lives Matter, but I got something to say to you to your face. All lives matter, right?" And that's what I was like, well, okay,
Of
I
course.
didn't get mad or anything like that because he doesn't understand. But this guy has 7 kids, right? So he's a family person, you know what I'm saying? So I had to relate it to him like this and say, look, what if that was your son? I'm not gonna say his name. I just say his name is Johnny. What if you're saying your son Johnny was on the ground, you know, and he doesn't have any children by any black women, but let's just say he was half black, and that same thing happened to him. How would you feel? And before I finished that sentence, he said, "I'd feel black,"
Wow.
and I said, "That's what I'm talking about." So, although you say you're not racist, you are kind of being racist because you're not really speaking up for us. You're not really acknowledging the fact that you know all lives don't matter until Black lives matter. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I have to say in regards to that. What can we do? Yeah, so just educate each other. You know what I'm saying? And when you see these situations, you need to stop teaching it. Hmm. We need to start teaching what, like what we have in our culture, already in our textbooks. Because yeah, we need to stop teaching that for
Did
sure.
you see? I read an article the other day that said that the government, whatever. I'm gonna say the government, probably the wrong word. Forgive me for sounding stupid, but are worried about parents teaching their kids because they're worried that they're going to teach them something that they don't want them to know.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And the reality is, we got to know the truth. Why are they scared for other people to know? Do they not want us to come and get our check like MLK wanted to?
Hmm.
Because right
Hmm.
after he marched and got that check, he got killed. He wanted to get that check, he got killed.
Hmm.
So why are they so scared for all this information to come out? They're scared because they don't want to be the ones that seem like they were savages. They don't want to be the ones that seem like they're the bad person. At the end of the day, it's PR, public relations. And that's exactly what's happening. And they do it in a systematic way to technically lynch us. And this happens every day. You know. Um. So, any other questions in regards to that from the IG live and everything?
Please,
We're
please,
about
please, please keep asking questions, guys. Yeah, for sure, for
yeah.
sure.
We're
But
we're. Mhm.
I'm gonna take a brief pause.
Mhm.
A 6 second pause. Forgive me, guys. I drink a lot of water throughout my day. I drink a lot of water, so I need to use the restroom. So Wynn's gonna hold this down for 60 seconds. Forgive me. Also, yay me for drinking a lot of water. So
Yes,
don't judge me.
indeed. All right, I got you. All right, so they say, it says Superman. Appreciate you being in the chat. By the way, you can't control the strong mind. That is very true, very true. You can't control the strong mind. And that's probably why I get in so much trouble because what I believe in is what I believe in. I'm for the people at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Forget all the other stuff. It says, "Stop teaching children to be racist. It's a learned behavior, and until we stand up together, we will see change." Um, Everyone against racist. Clark's mission. So appreciate the comment, Clark's mission. I 100% agree with that. And I had to tie that in with education reform. Why is it in the textbooks? I'm not sure if it's now or anything, but why are we taught in the textbooks that Christopher Columbus discovered America? Why are we taught? That yeah, white, there was slavery here and everything, but they don't really talk about what really happened. you know why don't we have school, education or anything like that, when they actually teach us life skills instead of just math, or just English. Okay, you
Because
got the
they
basics, you can get out.
because they don't want to teach independent thinkers. They just want us to teach more laborers. But we need to really work with Clark's mission because she's
Hmm.
phenomenal. She's doing she's only been in business for like less than a year and she's like booming. So like
Heck yeah.
we really need to work with her. Um
Okay.
but um what was I gonna say? Okay, so my son will be homeschooled and playing sports programs. And I think that's like
Fact.
why can't life be like that? Sorry, the replay for YouTube. Someone said, "My son will be homeschooled and play in sports programs. Why can't life be like that for the next 2 or 3 years? Homeschooled with extracurricular activities.
Right.
Why does that sound so difficult for anyone? Because they're still socializing and they're still getting education."
Here's why it's a problem for some people, and this is a
Uh-huh.
reality. And I'm gonna just take this off of the whole politics thing. Some of these fathers and some of these mothers do not want to deal with their children.
Mhm.
You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I'm not
Mhm.
going to call anybody out on this, but I know quite a few parents
Same.
that
Same.
really don't want to deal with their children. They rather go to work and have a babysitter. They rather
Yeah.
go to. They don't have the patience to teach them. I know parents that are calling me because they don't even know how to work a computer. I'm an IT guy, by the way. So, so they don't even know how to turn on a computer to help their son and their daughter to get logged on to a school program.
Yeah.
And they're my age or even a little bit younger, and they still don't know how to use the computer, just basic things. So at the end of the day, they just don't want that responsibility. And that's just what it is. I don't, people in my family, what I'm saying, they're cool, but I've seen some other people, they don't want to take care of their kids, man. They just don't. That's just something they don't want to do, but they have a kid.
Yeah.
And the reality is, what I'm saying, like, you get responsible for that kid up until they're 18, but pretty much for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality of things. Um, Kevin Green Jr. I travel my whole life, and my son will see the world. That's awesome. Clark's mission. Depends on who the teacher is, though. Girl, true that. Yes. Um, I'm here in Capital, so he's over there in Washington D.C. Soup Ming.
Oh, word.
Um,
Oh,
yeah. So
oh, bro.
he.
Message me. I'm gonna be there at the end of this month. Message me. Let's link up or something. Make sure
Yeah.
make sure you don't have COVID. If we'll talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can talk from a
Um.
distance if you want to. But
Yeah. Yeah. Nah.
what's your
DJ
call?
Soup Man's cool. I've known him for many years.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, I've known
bro,
him for many
message
years.
me. Seriously, let's link up. Yeah. We'll do like a little like selfie from a distance if you have COVID.
So it says, I'm here in the capital city. Parents, this thing keeps acting up on me. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Oh, my phone's about
Capital
to
city
die.
parents let the streets do their job, but their child died over the street life. This
Oh
is
my
boo-hoo
god.
time. Oh man, that's crazy, man. I'm sorry to hear that stuff, man. It's always sad to hear that. Um, Soup man. All right, so I know we're about halfway through the show. I know you
Okay,
want to
yeah.
talk about
So
like
like,
the
okay,
trust
so
in
let's talk
people
about
and
shady people.
yeah. I think it's specific. All right, so go ahead. Let's just go ahead and kick it off.
Wait, hold on. I lost sound. Say something.
Something.
Okay, perfect. So
Taco
you
King.
and I have, we're not talking about racism anymore, guys. Okay.
You're in the clear.
No more racism. Everyone loves everyone. So you and I have very similar stories of dealing with shady people who are doing
Yeah.
something that. So just share your story, and then I'll share mine, and then hopefully we'll do this before. Well, we can go on for hours on YouTube, like on Instagram. It'll go out. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, yeah. I
Also,
mean,
also follow us on YouTube though, on
yes,
my channel, the Breakup Diaries, and then on Everyday Heroes. Follow us. Why aren't you following us? YouTube is literally going nowhere. TikTok
exactly.
TikTok will go away. Don't cry, but Instagram will go away. But so YouTube isn't going anywhere. So follow us on Everyday Heroes and the Breakup Diaries. You go.
All right. So I'm gonna just say this. I've dealt with shady people my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I have. Coming from where I come from, Miami, West Perrine area and everything, I grew up around that kind of stuff, at the end of the day. Nobody would ever notice it by talking to me. But, if you go down in that area, you mention my real name, people know who I am. I have to say that. I'll just share my shady experience as a grown man though. As a grown man, going through a lot of trials and tribulations and stuff like that. I worked for a scam company, a company that promised
What?
that
Oh,
yeah, I worked for a company that promised old people that they would be able to make money online with like e-commerce and on websites and things like that.
oh my god.
And yeah, it was crazy because I didn't know it when I got there and I got the job, they paid me well. And long story short, this place is called First USA Business Development. You can actually go Google them, and if you actually search enough, you'll probably find my names in some of the Better Bureau complaints. Um, I've had there was this older white gentleman by the name of Todd Myers. You can Google him too. This man is on the run and everything for millions of dollars. I worked for him for about 2 years. Um, I was wondering why, everybody that worked there were women. And it was just me and a lesbian girl. Me, a lesbian girl, and somebody else that he known for a long time that worked there. Everybody else was just like women. Come to find out, most of those women that worked there were escorts that he was paying
What?
for. Yeah, yeah. So that's what was going on, and there's a lot of shady business that was going on. He had $1 million boats and everything like that, taking them out on boats every weekend. You know, he was paying for their light bills and other things outside of their paycheck. So, everybody was really tight-lipped about it until later on when things really started to go downhill. He started going on the run. He tried to run off on us with the paychecks. FBI came, busted in our doors, all that
What?
stuff. Yeah. News channels, all that stuff was going on. They were making CBD oil illegally in the office in one of the rooms that nobody was allowed to go in. So and these were like old white men, by the way. Sorry to bring race back into this, but this is old white men, and this is what I'm gonna say. From what I noticed growing up as a man is that, you have black men who are scammers and you have white men that are scammers. And white men that are scammers or white people that scam, they scam in a different way. A lot of times
Yeah.
you don't catch them as drug dealers. You catch them as these people that own these big ass corporations or have these $1 million yachts and stuff like that because they're pretty much scamming people and getting that money. And then you have black people who are scammers and who are con artists who are who are in the streets, for real. So it's two different kind of struggles. You know what I'm saying? Because the street life, all that ends up doing is either getting you in jail or get you killed, which is a part of technical lynching. That whole corporation scam thing that white people do, that just lands them in jail, don't get them killed. So
Wow.
it's just a big difference, on that. So that's just my little experience in a nutshell. I didn't want to talk too long on it because I know we don't have a lot of time. But yeah, that was a business that was going on. I was the head of web development there, head of fulfillment, and there's plenty of people that walked out on the job after they found out it was a scam. Me myself, I was in a very rough situation that I had to do what I had to do to, to get by, So it's unfortunate, what I'm saying, and everything's over with, what I'm saying. There's, charges and everything, all that's done and over with. So I mean, I talk about it, it is what it is. But that's the kind of experience I live, man, and I started to realize that there's a big difference in when it comes to scamming and race. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. So that's all I have to say on that. What do you have?
So
What you
so
got
so
going?
so did you have an inkling of what was going on?
Yeah, I did have an inkling of what was going on. But at the end of the day, like I said, I was in a situation where, when I had that job, I'm not gonna lie, I had a pretty serious case going on, and I was ready and I had to turn myself in, and all this other stuff was going on. So, and DJ Soup may know, about the situations. We talked about it. He's in here, worked a DoD contractor, and I would feel disrespected in his energy only because my whole security tram was black, and we were straight. That's real, DJ Soup. I cut everyone off that has bad energy. Good way of thinking, Clark's mission. Um,
She's really
Such a
so
beautiful
dope.
smile. Great. JB Written, what's going on, my brother? But JB Written's Joe Brown, by the way. You know what I'm
Joe
saying?
Brown.
Okay, there you go. All right, so that's who he is. All right, so he's in
Joe
the
Brown.
room. Yeah.
He really needs to like brand his name or something like that.
Yeah. So,
Wait,
th-
is Jazz still here though?
I don't know if she was ever in here or
No,
anything, but
she popped in.
okay. All right, cool. Well, what we have in here right now is JB Witten, Soup Main, Clark's Mission. Oh, Jazz is in here, and then myself. All right, cool.
Jazz,
So,
I love her. I'm gonna
appreciate you
marry
guys
her.
for coming in. So Soup Main, about your experience. So Soup Main is a police officer. You know what I'm
Now
saying?
present
So,
tense.
so,
Wow.
tell us a little bit about what you got going on. You've got any questions about scammers or anything like that? Have you had any experiences or anything like that with scammers or anything going on in your line of work? So anyway, while we have that coming in, hey Jazz, how's it going? What's your experience with scammers and things like that, Ashley?
Um. So present tense.
Oh, present tense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to. We need to talk. We have a lot to talk about in our group chat, guys. But so I was surrounded by a community that had a lot of white envy, where they
Okay.
saw people of not mel. They saw white people, whatever, and they were like, "I want to be like them."
Okay.
But it was not legal stuff what they were doing.
Hmm.
And one night I had a massive mental breakdown. Massive. It was very ugly. It was very disgusting. It was like a time. Every time I have a breakdown, everyone who's been following me for a while knows this. It's like a Tyler Perry movie. So they said that I have to go because if something happens, she's going to expose us.
Hmm.
And yeah, yeah. And I'm like, that just shows that what they're doing is not legal. But also, like, why is the FBI? Why is this not on red alert for them? Because I'm giving you this loan to start your business, but why do you have a yacht? Why do you even have a jet ski? It makes no
Hmm.
sense.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So what were they? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, what were they doing?
drug stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And why were they doing the drugs? Just to kind of fit a certain profile or something like that, or
Trying to live the luxurious lifestyle of the rich and famous.
right? I mean, little do they know that that's a horrible lifestyle. Just being honest. Um, take it from me. I've seen it, done it. I've owned a penthouse suite. I've, I know certain people don't like me saying this stuff, but I've sold drugs for many years. You know what I'm saying? And I was, pretty good at it, and I was well known for it. Until I had a big bust happen. So, I've seen people like that, that want to live that lifestyle, and it's not beautiful. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not. It's
I've been out of
not.
that game for about 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's not beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like looking back on it, I'm like, yo, these poor people. You know what I'm saying? Like, like they don't even know what they're doing to themselves.
But like, see, like I came into the situation like completely like I'm wanting to learn how to run a business, but it's like you're not running a business. You're running a side business, but your main business is your drug hustle, and that's not okay. And I
Yeah,
don't want to be in that environment.
that's real. That boy is beautiful. Thanks for joining.
Hey,
Um,
he's got a new.
um,
Oh yeah, he knows. Like we're gonna maybe hit you up. Maybe chicka chicka. Uh,
Yeah. Let me read some of these comments we got going down real quick. So DJ Superman said, yeah, he's been scammed. And how did now? So you've been scammed before, Superman. Have did you use your inner police force or whatever to kind of bust them down? Like how did that happen? And you off, bro. Glad you're off, man. I'm gonna hit you up after this, DJ Superman, for sure. Um, I want to be rich but not famous. This is coming from Clark's mission. I want to be rich, not famous. That's why this family thing is not just me. Time to all went together to help others who have nothing. That's real shit right there. That's real shit. Um, Intuition, gotcha. All right, you know what I'm saying? That pretty much answered the comments on that. But Soup Main, let me know how that turned out when you've been scammed before. And very true, Clark Mission. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to have money, but do I have to be famous? Do I want to be
I
famous?
I want to do it
I,
the right way, and I don't want
mm,
to have a ridiculous scam at
correct.
60 years old, being like, okay, we're gonna go through everything you've gone through in your life, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm screwed. Like,
Hmm.
I'd rather do it the honest way,
Right.
honestly.
Right, right. Do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I learned in life, you know what I'm saying, after so many years of, what I'm saying, doing what I did and having the FBI come after me and having to turn
Oh my
myself in
god.
and
Oh my god.
and getting busted for things. I'm just, being real, it's a lot easier to live evil than to live right, you know what I'm saying? And but it's much better to kind of get it the right way. You know what I'm saying? At least you don't have to watch
Exactly.
your back or anything, and that's the good thing about that. You live guilt free,
Or get
and
a financial advisor. JB written and Jazzy replying, "Hey y'all."
or getting a financial advisor. Jasmine nailed it. Are you a financial advisor?
Right? Honestly, help
Um,
me fix my life, girl.
because if you are, then hey, you know what I'm saying? Work something out. I do so much free with helping people every day. It teaches to live faith and not fear. That's very true.
Honestly, Clark's
Um,
mission, she does so much for free. And I'm like, she gives me advice, and I'm like, how much is this advice? Like,
mhm,
like, and
mhm,
and honestly, like, I believe in like the more good you do for people, the more it comes back for you to you financially.
uh-huh,
Which sounds so stupid. It sounds so dumb. It sounds so dumb, right? But it's like, but it's true.
yeah.
Like, don't put a price tag on what you do for people because it will come back to you. It sucks. It sucks working for the man. It does. But like you don't have to lie. You don't have to sell drugs. You don't have to do these shady things because you
Mhm.
want a freaking yacht, because you want to look cool on a boat. You don't have to do that. It's okay to struggle temporarily, because whose opinion matters that freaking much to you? And if it matters that much, they're not your friend. They're not your friend. If it matters that much to you. Cause like, I don't know. I care, but like I don't care what people think about me. I want you to think I'm cool, Wynton. I do. But like if you don't think I'm cool, then like I'll cry about it, but like I'll be over it tomorrow. You know? Like it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty cool, by the way. Just saying it. But anyway, let's see, what is this? I felt like I do so much for free. That's real. I'm learning a lot about building my community for sure. That's real. Thanks for the comment, Jazz. I felt it wasn't right, but my heart wouldn't let me do what I thought, bro. You know, I can get stupid, but I just let it go because it didn't kill me. That's real. You know what, Stoop? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's real shit. You know, especially for being, you know what I'm saying, an officer and everything. That's real shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, what's going on,
Who, who is JB talking
Maribel?
about? No, she not.
What's
JB
going
is
on,
so
Maribel? How you
rude.
doing?
You know,
Um, mhm.
JB is so rude. Y- JB, JB is interesting.
Yeah, he's a very interesting guy.
He's
You
very
know what I'm saying?
interesting.
Very interesting guy. But I'm gonna just wrap up my comments on this because we only have
Okay.
about 10 minutes left.
Oh no.
Um, yeah.
God, I
So
hate
I mean, I know, I know. You know, conversations flow, and that's just how we are. You know. Um, in regards to this whole scamming thing, in all seriousness, you know, and street life and everything, you know, it's it's evil to live backwards.
wow.
You know, and if you really read through it and not skim through it, evil and live is the same thing backwards. So it's evil to live backwards, you know what I'm saying? And what you want to do is just live life the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because I know firsthand, like being on trial and everything, and people hear my music. Every single verse I have, I always talk about how I've gone through trials. So that's just what I talk about because that's what I know, and I know how it is to be technically lynched in America, but to rise above that and to be able to create a life for myself. I don't have to depend on anybody anymore. And I live all right. So if I could do it, you know what I'm saying, with four Fs. Anybody can do it. I have a friend of mine that got seven Fs. Another friend of mine that got 29 felonies. And before the age of 30, he had 29 felonies. And
Jesus.
he's doing well now, building speakers for people, for DJs and stuff like that. So, you can do it if you put your mind to it. So that's all I have to say on that. What are your final thoughts on that before we start plugging our channels in and stuff?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Why do you think that people don't try to restart?
Um, Well, what you mean, like restart their life and go to a different direction? Because it's
Yeah.
easier to live when you see that income coming in and you live in a nice house. Like when I tell you I was making good money, I was making good money. How's it going, Maribel? Good to hear from you. If you got any questions, Maribel, now's the time to ask.
Uh,
We're having a little session here. We have about
yo,
maybe 8 minutes
they're
left.
going off in the comments right now.
What? What's
I
going
wish you
on?
guys could see the comments on YouTube. They're going off right now. They're going lazy, scared of change.
Real, real, real. Restart life road a trial at the way you have to get verified by God. That's real. You know what I'm saying? Don't be verified by the streets. Be verified by God or whatever higher power you got. I ain't gonna say
Wow.
God. That's real shit, DJ. Thanks for that. But when I tell you I was making $700 a day, doing this stuff, I was
What?
making $700 a day.
Wow.
And that's not a joke. I had a penthouse suite. I had all kind of things. And I had another business I had in the housing business where I was kind of doing things like that. So I had a whole operation going on for a very long time. And at the end of the day, I had to just, use my resources. And honestly, court and trial and everything, it took all my money, all my profit that I made plus more. You know what I'm saying? When it came to that, because GJ Superman to tell you when you get busted for some shit, the police take all your money. Whatever money you got in
Wow.
your pocket is theirs.
Wow.
And Superman will probably tell you that. They can do whatever they want with that. If you get $100,000 and that's all you had, you know what I'm saying, for trapping or whatever, from scamming, the the police bust you and you get 10 years. When you get out, you don't got no money.
Wow.
But if you do it the right way, you have money. And that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? My friend says you're beautiful.
You're so funny.
It
DJ
says it's
DJ
in
Suitman,
my blueprint in
can
the
you
work. Uh-huh.
message me DJ Suitman, message me if you don't mind. If you don't want
Yes.
to, it's fine.
Some people have some people do have the strength to lose it all and come back. I did it. Anyone can. That's real. DJ Superman, like I said, we known each other like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like we go back like car seats. So he seen me. You know what I'm saying? He seen me when I was yeah. What?
That was funny. Guys, okay, this is a waste of 60 seconds. My
Mm.
goal for every live that we do is to make Wynton laugh. And he just said a joke and he didn't smile. So we go back like car seats was very humorous of him.
Yeah, me
Unkind.
and DJ. I mean, people that know me, you know what I'm saying? People that know me know I can be cool. I just don't, I don't be, sometimes when I'm around people, I'm just kind of like, a little, you know what I'm saying? But then some days I'm just like, I'm cool. It just depends on what day I wake up. But, real shit, you know what I'm saying? We go back like car seats, man. He'll tell you the same thing. He met me, I was in the trenches, for real.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I was telling him about everything as everything was going nearby. He's an officer. You know what I'm saying? So, like it's real shit. And you see me now, how I am now. Doing the right thing. It's definitely Leo season. My birthday's on Sunday, next Sunday. So, definitely, all you guys in the live, give me a birthday gift. I highly appreciate it in advance. Cash
Everyone,
app, Cash app, real name Wynton, and I appreciate everything in advance. All right,
everyone send him $1,000. Everyone.
there you go. You know what I'm saying? We'll get another studio and everything going. You know what I'm saying? So.
So, but before we go, you wanted to talk about another subject. Did you remember it or not?
No, I have not finished. I have not figured out that subject or anything
It's
like
okay.
that, but
It's
it's
cool.
cool.
It's cool.
We only have a few minutes left, so we'll just kill some time and talk in the comments till this ends. But let's plug in our channels before this thing ends.
Okay.
Follow the Art of Dragons, you know what I'm saying,
Oh.
and follow Real Name Win. But go ahead.
Oh, I guess if you want to, you don't have to though. Don't feel obligated to. But you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Aunt of Dragons, like Game of Thrones, if you know what that is. Um, or Ashley Collins on Facebook. I'm not gonna get a good job after this. Anything I've ever done. And my YouTube channel is the Breakup Diaries, and then you can follow us on Everyday Heroes with JB Brown and Jazz the Queen Lioness, and you can do all the extra different plugs.
All right, sweet. And it's JB written, by the way, not JB Brown. It's JB
JB,
written.
just type in JB, he'll pop up.
Yes, indeed. My partner Alec just joined. What's going on, my man? I've known Alec for about 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we've known each other for a very long time, you know what I'm saying? So Virgo season, yeah, that's coming up next. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Virgos out there. I'm not really too in that zodiac stuff, but that's what these people are shouting out right now. Um, you said you always doing live videos when you busy, when you're busy, fool. I mean,
You, you, you,
you know what
you
I'm saying? I'm not that busy. I had to set aside the time for these lives, my brother. You know what I'm saying? We got to get some publicity out here.
you can join us if you want to.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He could definitely join us, you know what I'm saying, on this, you know what I'm saying? So, just followed you, cool. Um, you know,
God, now JB hates me. Whatever.
hey man, JB's that dude, man. JB's that dude.
He's
Leo
the
gang.
worst dude. The worst dude, honestly.
You know, what else we got here? Lord, my son is a Virgo. All right, so that pretty much wraps up the show. I mean, we don't pretty much have anything else. I think we had a great discussion. Can't wait to get this stuff uploaded. And I appreciate everybody for joining the live, by the way. With Everyday Heroes, before we get into anything, follow us on Everyday Heroes. Just reached 200 subscribers, and we're gonna do a giveaway. All right, in this giveaway, we're gonna have share our post. We're gonna create a post probably by tomorrow. We're gonna share that post on your social media channels, and you'll be automatically submitted in a pinwheel to be in a raffle to have a free hoodie from us, custom made. All right. We'll get your size. We'll get everything squared away and have it shipped directly to you, whatever color you want. Black, gray, green, whatever. Grape 8 Media Entertainment, Everyday Heroes hoodie. We'll have that shipped out for you. End it. It ended.
Oh yeah.
There we go. All right. So on IG. All right. So yeah, we're done with the live here, right?
No, not here. This is still filming.
I thought it goes for an hour.
Oh, not on a StreamYard.
Okay.
StreamYard goes
Okay.
forever.
Okay. 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 All right. Cool. All right. Well, so I guess we'll just cut off the stream and.
Yeah.
All right.
But this part will still be in there.
All
So
right. That's totally
all
fine.
right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yes.
Um
Appreciate everybody for tuning in. By the way.
I just want to say today felt different.
Okay.
Um like I was saying, it is August 1st, 2020,
Yeah.
and it's been officially a month and a half since I heard from my ex,
Okay.
and I feel hopeful, which sounds super weird because my future was linked to him, and now I feel like another future is happening without him, and I feel excited yet nervous.
Okay.
So I
Why?
hope,
Why? Why are you nervous?
because what if I'm being stupid? What if this is like not meant to be anything other than just what, I don't know.
All right. So let me just tell you what a wise person told me. You can't thrive off the what ifs. You know what I'm saying? You want to know why Sony is really successful? It's
Why?
because Sony takes the most risk out of any company. Now, I'm not sure if you know where I'm getting at with that. Sony takes the most risk out of any company because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take at the end of the day. So, I say that to say this, you know, living on and taking these opportunities, it's an opportunity for you to grow and really know yourself and really learn what you really like and what you want to love in a person. And the right person, going on your journey and keep, following that energy in that direction, you're gonna find somebody on the way that really loves you for who you are. You know what I'm saying? And not just use you for whatever. I'm not sure how your situation ended. Like, I mean, I know you told me things, but I'm not sure about the whole story.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we can't do anything about that. And the what ifs don't matter if nothing happens.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I've always tried to, approach it. Relationships aren't easy though. Advice a lot of times in a relationship is easier said than done.
Hmm.
You know, and that's the reality of that.
As long as both people are putting in effort. And
Yes.
also, you need to teach me. Okay, well, we'll talk about this after the video. Okay, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're gonna be doing this monthly. Yeah.
Yeah, we can. We can. I'm pretty sure we can set aside an hour or something like that. Yeah.
Yay! I'm excited. That was a smile that he just showed. You couldn't see it, but that was a smile what he just did. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. Like I said, this is August 2020. I hope in the future things are better. Okay.
All right. Take care, y'all.